She showed up. She got a whole man. A whole man. He's in the goddamn NBA. The nigga's dropping 25, 35, 45 points. He's balling like it's going out of style. He's bringing home the chicken to buy her all type of Hermes Birkins. He buying her whatever the fuck she want. By the way, most women in this lifetime don't look up to get one baby by a millionaire. She's got two babies by two millionaires. She's hit the human lottery.
When NBA Youngboy's ex Jania Michelle popped up at his concert, screaming every lyric and locking eyes with him from the crowd, it wasn't just some regular fan moment. Across the country, her man at the time, NBA player Dejounte Murray, was watching those same clips, and a few hours later, their whole relationship was done. One viral night flipped everything upside down. From Youngboy walking away from Jania years back to her building a new life with a
be worried about me, and I don't be stunting nobody. Like, I literally stunt nobody. I don't care about nobody. I don't look at nobody. I mind my business. I be in my own world. Literally, I be in my own world. But what y'all not about to see is me with nobody for a long time. As long as I was in a relationship, what, 3 years? It's as long as I'm gonna be single.
Pro athlete to everything crashing fast. This story shows how love, loyalty, and fame can mix into the messiest situation ever. And trust me, what comes next is full of twists, broken trust, and a woman who once said she'd never
Most women in this lifetime don't look up to get one baby by a millionaire. She's got two babies by two millionaires. She's hit the human lottery.
Depend on a man again until she found herself doing it twice. To get why this moment hit so hard, we gotta slide back a few years. Jania was one of NBA Youngboy's early partners, and if you know anything about YB, you know he has a big family and a whole lineup of past relationships. But Jania stood out for a minute. Back around 2019 to 2020, they were close, posting each other, acting like they were locked in, the whole vibe. She was really holding him down during some of his wildest moments when he was dealing with non-stop drama, public feuds, and legal trouble. But here's the thing, Youngboy has never been known for calm, steady love. This man moves fast, thinks fast, and lives in chaos, and everybody knows it. Between the music pressure, legal issues, tension with past partners, and his intense personality, relationships with YB come with an expiration date, and Jania learned that the hard way. By late 2020 into early 2021, things were falling apart. Word on the streets was that YB had too many situations going on, and Jania was
be independent. Like, I went through the phase of being in a relationship, getting out of a relationship, working, being in a relationship, getting out of a relationship, now I'm working again. And throughout it all, like, I just feel at peace when I'm making my own money, I'm making my own moves, I have my own stuff going on. I have to be with someone that understands this is what I want to do. Either you like it or you don't. If you don't like it, okay, let me know that in the beginning so I can go ahead and go about my business. But I don't feel like I'll ever put myself in a position where I'm completely 110% depending on someone ever again. That's just not happening.
Tired of being one option in a crowded lineup. And on top of that, Youngboy was fighting major legal cases, including the one in Louisiana and later the federal weapons situation in 2021. Things were heavy and everything around him was spinning out of control. During all that chaos, Youngboy wasn't exactly acting like a steady partner to anybody, so Jania dipped out. And she didn't leave quietly. She hopped on Instagram Live and started talking strong, saying, "I will never rely on another man for money. I'm done being somebody's option. I'm building my own empire. And the next time people see me, I'm gonna be on my own stuff." The internet went wild off that. People were cheering her on everywhere. Women were in the comments like, "Yes, sis!" And dudes were saying she finally understood her worth. Everyone thought Jania was stepping into this fully independent era with no more mess attached to her name. She even started posting her business ideas, talking about leveling up and taking classes. Real boss talk. But here's where everything took a turn fast. By late 2022, Jania was living in Atlanta, staying low-key, raising her kid, minding her business. Nothing crazy. Then one night she pulled up to an Atlanta Hawks game, which is normal since those games stay packed with influencers and celebs. But that night, she caught the attention of none other than Dejounte Murray, the Hawks' star point guard. If you don't know Dejounte, let me break it down quick. This man is serious on the court. All-star level skills, wild defense, and a multi-million-dollar contract. We're talking around $17 million a year at that time. He's chill, private, not into drama, and basically the complete opposite of Youngboy's high-energy lifestyle. People who were at the game said Murray saw Jania, asked about her, got her.
Yeah, I remember at one point she had been locked down in my home. You know, I can't move around, they were popping it on me.
Contact and started shooting his shot respectfully. No goofy stuff. They began dating quietly, keeping things off social media. No flashy posts, just private vibes. And honestly, that calm energy is probably what pulled Jania in. After all the chaos she went through with Youngboy, here comes this calm, successful, drama-free dude who actually had his life on lock. And Jania stepped right into that stability. By mid-2023, things got real serious. She was courtside at Hawks games, flying out with him to LA, Miami, Houston. Everywhere. The blogs caught on quick, and before long, they made it official. Jun even posted her on his story a couple times. Nothing wild, just enough to say, yeah, this my girl. And the lifestyle shift was no joke.
Academics TV.
Private jets, designer clothes, courtside seats, fancy spots, luxury trips, the whole high-end vibe. Jania went from being known as one of Youngboy's past partners in Baton Rouge.
Anybody ever asked you to give their music to your baby daddy?
Of course, all the time.
That's wild.
Email beats. I just want people to understand that I'm not him. You gotta find ways to connect to him, and trying to connect to him through me ain't happening.
To living that NBA girlfriend life in Atlanta, and it showed. Her whole energy changed. She was glowing, posting captions about peace, growth, and choosing smarter moves. The streets were talking loud. Some folks said Jania really leveled up and found a solid man with real stability and real money. Others were clowning Youngboy, claiming she upgraded from a troubled artist to an NBA star. The internet had jokes everywhere. But here's where things start getting messy. In October 2024, NBA Youngboy announces a surprise concert in Atlanta. And this was huge because YB barely performs live anymore. Between legal trouble and all his restrictions, a show from him is rare, so tickets sold out instantly. And guess who grabbed seats? Jania! That's when the questions started flying. Why would Jania, who's dating Dejounte Murray, who said she moved on, who said she wouldn't look back, show up to her ex's concert and not just attend, but go alone and post it on her story? The internet was confused, shocked, and already waiting for something to pop off. The night of the concert, October 14th, 2024, Jania pulled up looking straight glamorous. Tight dress, hair laid, makeup.
Myself in a position where I'm completely 110% depending on someone ever again. That's just not happening.
Flawless. As soon as she walked in, people recognized her instantly and started recording, but she didn't care one bit. She was moving like she owned the room. When Youngboy hit the stage, Jania was right at the front, not just front row, but dead center at the barricade, close enough for him to see every expression on her face. And what happened next had the entire internet losing its mind. Youngboy started performing Make No Sense, one of his most emotional tracks, and mid-performance, he locked eyes with Jania. Locked in, serious. And she wasn't just singing along casually. She was performing it right back at him, pointing, dancing, mouthing every lyric like she was in the official music video. The energy between them was intense. You could feel it through every clip. People in the crowd caught it from every angle, and each video.
Take you on a date? Never. This era of my life is loving me, learning what I like and don't like. This era is all about Jania. So I don't want to go on no dates. I don't want to date nobody. I don't want to do nothing. I just want to live, laugh, and love.
Told the same story. Jania was fully tuned into Youngboy, and he was definitely noticing her. At one point, YB even smirked and nodded at her during the song. And let's be real, that is not how two people who are completely over each other act. That was that unfinished business type vibe, loud and clear. Then the videos hit social media, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, everywhere. Captions were wild. Folks were posting things like, Jania at the Youngboy concert, acting like she don't got an NBA boyfriend at home. Dejounte Murray gonna see this and be heated. She really pulled up to her ex's concert while dating another man. The internet was clowning, shocked, confused, everything at once. The internet was calling it pure disrespect, because that's not how someone in a happy relationship moves. By the next morning, those clips had millions of views. Every major blog picked it up. The Shade Room, Academics, No Jumper, everybody. And you already know Jun saw it because folks flooded his mentions, tagging him nonstop and sending every angle of the moment. That's when people started connecting the pieces. First thing they noticed, Janya had been posting cryptic captions for weeks before the show. Stuff like, "Some connections never really die," and "The heart wants what it wants," and "History hits different." At the time, folks thought it was just regular social media talk. But looking back, she was giving hints loud and clear. Then someone pulled up an old interview from 2021 where Janya talked about Youngboy in a way that shook everybody again. She said something like people didn't understand what she and him had, and she called it a soul tie. She said that bond wasn't going away whether they were together or not. A soul tie. That's not light talk. That's the type of connection that sticks even when life moves on. Next thing people looked at was social media around late September into early October 2024. That's when things started feeling off. He stopped posting Janya completely. No more stories, no more cute game day photos, none of that. He was still liking her posts, but the couple energy was missing. Something was already drifting before the concert even happened. Then the big question went viral. Did Jun even know she was going to Youngboy's concert? Or did she slide behind his back? According to people close to them, and multiple sources said the same thing, Janya told Jun she was going to visit a friend in Atlanta. And the crazy part? They were already living in Atlanta, so that excuse didn't even make sense. The whole situation started looking messy real fast. That story Janya told didn't even make sense, but Jun was on a road trip with the Hawks, so he wasn't home to question anything. When those concert clips hit the internet, Dejounte was sitting in a hotel room in Milwaukee, getting ready for a game the next day. And according to people around him, he saw the videos and instantly FaceTimed Janya. That call lasted over an hour, and it did not end pretty. By October 16th, just 2 days after the concert, the whole situation blew up. Dejounte scrubbed Janya off his Instagram completely. Every pic, every story highlight, all of it gone like she never existed. That's when Jania tried to calm the storm, posting, "Y'all love making something out of nothing. I'm a grown woman who can go wherever I want. That's my child's father, and I support his music. Relax." But the internet wasn't buying that at all. The comments were ruthless. People were saying things like, "You were staring at him like y'all still together." Jun said, "Bet," and dropped you. "You fumbled an NBA player for a rapper who doesn't even claim you." And the harshest one that kept getting reposted was, "Remember when you said you'd never rely on a man again? Now you right back where you started." That last part hit a nerve because folks pulled up the old clip of her talking about independence, and the comparison had people going crazy. Here she was losing a whole NBA relationship because she couldn't seem to cut emotional ties with her past. Then, about a week later, the real tea came out. According to people in Atlanta who know their circle, Dejounte didn't just end things over the phone. When he came back from the road trip, he went straight to the house, and that's where the situation really got real. When Jun got back from his road trip, he didn't waste a second. He went straight to the house they shared, the one he was paying for, and had movers pack up all her things. He changed the locks, changed the security codes, the whole setup. He wasn't playing at all. Janya had to move back in with her family, and just like that, the luxury life was gone overnight. The private jets, courtside seats, designer bags, fancy trips, all of it vanished because she couldn't stay away from Youngboy. And the wildest part? Youngboy didn't even take her back after all that. He kept moving like nothing happened. No posts, no comments, no public support, nothing. To him, she was just another face in the crowd that night. And that was it. Social media went crazy with jokes and memes. People were saying stuff like, "Janya chose chaos over stability," and "She went from an all-star to no star." Some even joked that Youngboy probably didn't even notice she pulled up. It was brutal, but the internet had no chill. Then someone dug up Janya's old tweets from 2020 when she was still with Youngboy. Tweets like, "I'd rather struggle with a real one than be comfortable with a fake one," and "Money don't mean nothing if the connection ain't real." Once those resurfaced, folks started saying she never wanted stability in the first place. People were calling her someone who's drawn to chaos, the type who can't function without drama or some kind of emotional roller coaster. And that's when the conversation shifted to the bigger picture. Because this wasn't just about one woman making a bad choice. It was about a pattern we see everywhere in hip-hop circles and relationships in general. The pull of a toxic connection can be strong. Jania had a man who was successful, calm, supportive, and offered her a stable life. Everything most people say they want, but that old bond still had her hooked. Jania couldn't fully let go of Youngboy, a man with a whole lineup of past partners, non-stop legal problems, and a history of messy relationships. Why? Because that chaotic energy can feel addictive. It's intense, passionate, and unpredictable. And for some people, calm and stability feels boring compared to that kind of storm. Some folks get so used to the emotional roller coaster that when life finally gets peaceful, they don't know how to move anymore. And that's exactly what this situation shows. Jania left Youngboy, but she never truly healed from what they went through. She never broke that soul tie she once talked about, so even when she found something better, her emotions were still tied to the past. And then there's that video where she said she'd never rely on another man for money. It sounded powerful at the time, but her actions told a different story. She went from depending on Youngboy to depending on Dejounte, and now she's right back at step one. That's not independence, that's switching dependence from one man to another. You can't level up in relationships until you level up inside. You can move to a new city, get with a different partner, change your whole lifestyle. But if your mindset and emotions stay stuck, the same patterns show up again and again. That's what played out here, loud and clear. And while the internet is clowning Jen non-stop, and the jokes are everywhere, we gotta remember she's still a real person dealing with real-life consequences. She's got a child to raise, and now she's facing public embarrassment, a breakup, and starting completely over. But at the same time, you gotta take responsibility for the choices you make, especially when the signs were right there the whole time. Jania knew exactly what she was doing when she walked into that concert. She knew how it would look. She knew Jun was gonna see those clips, and she still went anyway. That's not an accident, that's a choice. And choices always come with consequences. So where are things now? As of November 2024, Jania is single, staying with family, and trying to rebuild her image online. She's posting about motherhood, healing, and learning from her past, but the comments are still dragging her every day. The internet doesn't forget, and they definitely don't let situations like this slide. Meanwhile, Dejounte Murray moved on fast. He focused back on basketball, helped his team make a playoff run, and was recently spotted courtside with another woman. He handled everything smooth. No messy posts, no arguments online, just cut ties clean and kept moving. That's how someone with self-respect moves when the situation gets messy. And Youngboy? Man, he acting like this whole thing never happened. He's still making music, dealing with his legal issues, and living his regular lifestyle. To him, Jania was just another familiar face in the crowd that night. Nothing changed for him at all. The real question now is, what did Jania take from all this? Did she finally realize you can't build something new when you're still tied to old chaos? Or is she gonna repeat this same cycle with the next man who steps into her life? Because at the end of the day, some people pick intensity over peace, even when peace is the healthier choice. This whole situation shows how choosing chaos over stability can make you lose blessings you didn't even recognize you had. And in the end, the one who gets hurt the most is the person who couldn't decide what they truly wanted. If you rocked with this breakdown, make sure you smash that like button, drop a comment telling me what you think Jania should have done differently, and hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. We dropping content like this every week, so stay locked in. See you on the next one.